Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas. We bring you the latest in everything cool every single day around here. And we know sometimes it's tough to keep up with all the awesome things going on in games, entertainment, and tech. That's why we created The Rundown. Let's go. Today's Rundown is descending into a world of mindless violence, and not even Batman can escape. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is getting an R-rated cut on home video. That's according to the Motion Picture Association of America, which recently approved a more violent Ultimate Edition with different content than the PG-13 version that's being released in theaters next month. Many action movies get R-rated cuts on home video, but Batman vs. Superman will be one of the first big superhero movies to do it. This comes just weeks after the success of the R-rated Deadpool, which broke the myth that violent superhero movies are bad business. It had the biggest opening weekend ever for an R-rated film and looks poised to beat the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time, Mel Gibson's Splatterfest: The Passion of the Christ. The existence of an R-rated Batman vs. Superman means that DC and Warner Brothers are opening up to the possibility of more adult-oriented movies. This makes sense given that many of the DC comics are pretty violent themselves. The studio is already working on an R-rated DC animated movie, The Killing Joke, which lands later this year. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice hits theaters on March 25th.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
One of the most violent games ever made is making a comeback. Developer Running with Scissors has unveiled Postal Redux, an HD remake of their controversial twin-stick shooter from the late 90s. Players will be able to relive the entire original game with better graphics, taking control of the postal dude on a deadly and not safe for work rampage. The developers promise that the remake will stay true to the original, but given how much games have changed since then, it will be interesting to see if this has the same impact. For example, Postal 3 was nowhere near as popular when it was released in 2011. Players will be able to judge for themselves when Postal Redux hits the PC this spring. A PS4 release is set to follow at an unnamed later date, which makes this the first Postal game to find its way to consoles. And speaking of mindless violence, the world of Grand Theft Auto might be just a little too brutal for virtual reality. Computer science student Joseph Delgado has created a mod for Grand Theft Auto 5 that makes the game's first-person perspective playable on virtual reality devices. Writing on his blog, Delgado says that his mouth dropped the first time he shot someone because the violence felt too real, and he admits that he feels horrible about having made the mod in the first place. It's unclear what GTA developer Rockstar thinks about bringing the game to VR. The franchise has always walked a fine line between realism and satire and has never allowed the violence to get too over the top. It raises a new question: how violent should games be given the added realism of virtual reality? That seems like a question the industry will need to answer going forward. The first VR devices start rolling out this spring. And someone who's never been afraid of a little violence is the Punisher. The super antihero is set to make his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut in Daredevil Season 2 next month, but don't expect to see much more of him for a while. Speaking with Digital Spy, Marvel Television's Executive Vice President Jeff Loeb denied rumors that they and Netflix are working on a Punisher spin-off series. He says that it's not currently happening, but adds that he hopes audiences will want to see more of the character in the future. Given the breadth of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's possible for the Punisher to make an appearance in any number of TV shows or movies, but it doesn't look like he'll be getting his own show for now. The Punisher is one of the more gritty characters in the Marvel library. The thing that sets him apart from other superheroes is that he's not afraid to kill his enemies, which means he and Daredevil are going to have plenty to clash about when they meet. Daredevil Season 2 hits Netflix on March 18th.
You know you're one bad day away from being me.
There are few things more violent than beating up your friends in a good old-fashioned street fight. Capcom is planning to bring an arcade mode to Street Fighter V. The publisher made the announcement to Forbes, adding that they'll have more information to share soon. Arcade modes have been a staple of the Street Fighter series ever since it was in actual arcades, and the fact that Street Fighter V launched without one has been a big problem for many players. Expect Capcom to continue tweaking the game with plenty of Super Ultra Remix editions in the not-too-distant future.
I'll finish this! You're done! You can't escape!
That's it for our super ultra violent Rundown 64 for today, but we'll be back with more Rundown action tomorrow. Make sure you come back for that. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.